Yesterday was my birthday, and I turned 51 years mature. And it wasn't a perfect day, but I did enjoy myself at the beach with my sons for the most part. And prior to that, I had also went to the beach at the wee hours of the morning so that I could be amongst the stars on my birthday, at my birth time. I like to sit there with the Most High Mother and Father and my mom, because I know she's up high. Additionally, I had taped some things while I was at the beach for my beach Chronicles and draft, but it was so windy that the sound quality was terrible. So, it is what it is. But I do know what I was looking at, and I still have my little black book, and I was reading some excerpts from it. And it's not necessarily poems, but just some things that came to me that I decided to jot down. What I'm looking at is from April of 2022. And it's funny how a lot of things that I wrote in 2020 and 2022 really seem to be so relevant for me in my life now. I don't think anything is a coincidence. That confirms for me that I am right where I need to be, whether it's difficult or not. I'm right where I need to be. So I take that as confirmation. What I wrote on this day was, justice is what you give to yourself when you are willing to accept responsibility for the necessary change in your life. And I'll read that again. Justice is what you give to yourself when you are willing to accept responsibility for the necessary change in your life. And I think that is so important. I'm skipping over to another page where I was writing, and I wrote something that I think does go in line with that. And I wrote, there is nothing so great about you that you can actually fix another person in relationships. And sometimes the best thing that can come from a union is a well-learned lesson that if we are steadfast in taking responsibility and being willing to change, it will eventually lead to blessings. No one is perfect. That's not what it's about. I know personally, if I was perfect, there would be nothing to work on. And I think that it is important for us to be able to express ourselves. Sometimes that's going to trigger people. And if you're triggered by something someone says, that's the time to look in the mirror and see where it's coming from. Unfortunately, most people will not do that. They will instead just hate a person, gather people to hate on them as well. And for that reason, I have censored myself a lot through the years, but I've been directed not to do that anymore, and I'm not. One thing that I realized is that I do have some inner child wounds that I've been working on over the years. I've had people come into my life purposefully attempting to exacerbate, I can't say that word, but try to manipulate that. And these were people I really cared about. So in hindsight, it has taught me a lot. And the best thing about it is that I have taken it upon myself to take responsibility for my life, my own well-being, and my own healing. And I've done that because I choose not to keep going from relationship to relationship, expecting that someone is my answer. I think that it's so important to work on your inner world because your outer world will reflect what's inside of you. And one thing I wrote when I realized that is, and it's just a small thing. It's not really a poem, but anyway, let me just read it. I protect my peace, the sanctity of my inner world. I speak to my inner child. It's going to be okay, baby girl. So I take responsibility for my own healing, and I do not expect others to be my answer, which is the reason why when I see that I'm not compatible with someone, I'm able to walk away. I'm willing to do the work, I'm willing to let it burn, and I'm willing to see what I need to change, because I cannot change other people. That is a choice that the Most High Mother and Father gives us all. I can't take that from someone, nor can they take that from me. And it's funny because I did write something. Let me see, I saw it. With regards to me censoring myself. Let me see. I said, I do not censor myself when it comes to my pen. If you think so, when you thought so, then you need to think again. So, writing is very much a part of my healing process. It helps me to get in touch with a deeper place. And it's basically how I feel is my soul speaking to me, which is all the experience that I have accumulated that consciously I do not recall. I do the same with my painting, which is why I have a whole series on YouTube about paint epiphanies. And I'll start going back to that as well to see what my soul has to say to me. So I have so many books that I've written in, and I love revisiting them for that reason. But I guess that's it for this little session. And even though I had to do it away from the beach, it started at the beach. So So I've chosen to reuse some of my previous sound and footage from the beach. But at any rate, this will be the second episode of Beach Chronicles and Drafts. And hopefully something I've said may be helpful to someone else.